live stream. I just realized that Tools of Fortune is 1 year old. It would be nice for the 1 year birthday, which was actually March 21st, a few days ago, 1 year from when I posted the first video. Kind of, sort of, yes, no, maybe. If I could close this month out with 300 subs. Of course, that is too much to ask for. I do realize that. So we're going to start this reading off with a unboxing of a tarot deck that I got for my birthday. And yeah, so let's get going on it. We do have a viewer question that I'd like to answer, but let's start here. This is the Arcanum, a hybrid tarot oracle deck, 78 cards with expanded keywords and meanings on them, published by River Aether. And so what does it say on the back? Discover the art of tarot reading like never before. Like never before. A revolutionary deck that blends the tradition of tarot with the clarity and ease of oracle cards. Each beautifully designed card features vivid imagery and expanded keywords that enable spontaneous, intuitive interpretations without the need of additional guide materials. For novices and seasoned practitioners alike, Arcanum presents the timeless tarot in an accessible format that inspires clarity, confidence, and inspired flow with every draw. 78 cards with expanded keyword meanings and unique artwork on them. Welcome, Maria. Good to see you again. And so this is my birthday present to me via a gift card sent to me for my birthday from my aunt. My aunt, who is the granddaughter of my great-grandmother, who was a fortune teller. Okay, so we're just going to be a quick unboxing here. It just came in the mail today. It was supposed to come in tomorrow. The other thing that came was this data charging cable that will go along with that powered hub that Sarah got for me a few weeks ago. It was on my wish list. I do have an updated wish list in case anybody wants to see that I have it. I'll just go through that later. There's 23 people looking in, and so we will. So the cards have different symbols on them. I got to make sure they don't stink. You know, they don't smell bad. They don't smell like a migraine headache. So wands, the keywords are willpower and creation, cups, emotion and relations, swords, intellect and communication, pentacles, wealth and health, pages, learning and potential, knights, action and movement, queens, compassion and wisdom, kings, leadership and authority. Authority. So yes, Tools of Fortune is 1 year old. Essentially, I did open up the channel in January or December of the year before. Hey, it's got like a little one of these straps on it. It's kind of got a strappy strap thing. There, that strappy strap is open. We want to start first by smelling it to make sure it doesn't stink. Hey, we lucked out. I don't have to air it out because I have a deck that's airing out that I got like over a year ago that still stinks like migraine headache. So what we'll do is we'll quickly go through it. We want to make sure the cards aren't sticky either. That is so awesome. It's an awesome thing that the cards aren't sticky. So we will just quickly go through it. It is rejuvenation and hopelessness, illusion and disclosure, completion and incomplete, judgment and criticism, happiness and pessimism, destruction and what does this say? Destruction and prevention, bondage, bondage and sovereignty, temperance and moderation, transformation and attachment, surrender and standstill, justice and injustice, good luck and bad luck, solitude and isolation, strength and weakness, victory and obstacles, love and misalignment, love and misalignment, tradition and rebellion, authority and abuse of power, creation and dependency, intuition and confusion. You like those? Yeah. Manifestation and disempowered, spontaneity and foolishness, enterprise and insolvency, nurturing and neglect, steadiness and irresponsibility, so for a Knight of Pentacles, learning and laziness, legacy and instability, luxury and materialism, mastery and unmotivated, harvest and unproductive, generosity and iniquity, poverty and improvement, hoarding and sharing, collaboration and bickering, balance and imbalance, prosperity and scarcity, integrity and corruption for a King of Swords, wisdom and was that harshness, not harassment, wisdom and harshness for the Queen of Swords, action and impatience for a King of Swords, curiosity and impulsiveness for a Page of Swords, defeat and regeneration for the Ten of Swords, anxiety and catharsis, limitation and liberation, deceit and accountability, departure and resistance, completion and reconciliation, restoration and restlessness for the Four of Swords. Well, that's kind of interesting. I like that. It's very similar to the RWS, but it's pretty much that deck, yeah. Heartbreak and recovery. This is nice because it's a cosmic heart. Huh. The cards are kind of flimsy, but you know, it's fine. You just have to be careful with them. Crossroads and stalemate for the Two of Swords. New idea and misinformation for the Ace of Swords. Maturity and volatility for the King of Cups. Compassion and sacrifice for the Queen of Cups. innovation and manipulation for the Knight of Cups, innocence and naivete for the Page of Cups, harmony and disharmony for the Ten of Cups, rewards and unfulfilled for the Nine of Cups, transition and stagnation for the Eight of Cups, fantasy and discernment for the Seven of Cups, nostalgia and moving on for the Six of Cups, sorrow and acceptance for the Five of Cups, melancholy and clarity for the Four of Cups, friendship and withdrawal for the Three of Cups, partnership and disconnection for the Two of Cups. There's another tarot that has almost the exact same image on it in the same similar color schemes. I think I have it in my wish list. New love and emptiness for the Ace of Cups, leadership and narcissism for the King of Wands. So that's interesting, narcissism, influence and insecurity for the Queen of Wands, adventure and arrogance for the Knight of Wands, excitement and immaturity for the Page of Wands. That's interesting. I like the pyramids there in the background. Responsibility and procrastination for the Ten of Wands, resilience and stubbornness for the Eight of Wands, momentum and delay for the Eight. Well, this is the Nine, this is the Eight of Wands. Perseverance and fatigue for the Seven of Wands, triumph and failure for the Six of Wands, disagreement and cooperation for the Five of Wands, celebration and discord for the Four of Wands. You know, the art's kind of dark on it, but I think well, if you're a tarot reader like me, then you'll find that the words are which you're gravitating towards and not necessarily the images. Progress and frustration for the Three of Wands. I like that double sunrise. Making plans and fear of change for the Two of Wands, and then new beginnings and blockage for the Ace of Wands. And so that's not bad. Let's just see. We'll do a shuffle, kind of a shuffle, and we'll I'll just do what kind of a card draw for it. We'll see how they shuffle. I like the smell. They kind of feel like they just came off of a paper cutter. They do have that I just came off of a paper cutter kind of a feel. You can feel the roughness on the edges, but I'm sure that in time that'll wear off. I'm hoping that I can, just have a supplemental keyword or word tarot deck that supplements the Apprentice Tarot, which I really like. That is my workhorse tarot deck. Fortune, yeah, Maria, that is right. Fortune telling is in me. My cousin, first cousin, his wife is a medium. They just had a baby like a couple of years ago. I think he was like 40 when he had his baby. His parents were like 40 when they had him. He has a nice kind of a scraping sound. Some cards popped out. Learning and legacy. Well, there we go. I am learning, and I have a legacy, a card reading in the family, fortune telling. So yeah, this is just going to be a quick reading because it is 5:30 my time, and it's my 5:30 my time. I have actually more of my birthday present is coming. Another oracle deck. I don't know if that one, another oracle deck, and then two books. Two books that I'm hoping that I'll be using as oracles as well. A Upanishads and a Bhagavad Gita. I have a Bhagavad Gita here, but the Bhagavad Gita I have has commentary in it. Was looking for a Bhagavad Gita that had minimal commentary in it. And so, anyways, for right now, well, I'm gonna probably just go use this. I'm not gonna use this today. We'll just put it that way. I'm not using this deck today. I want to shuffle it a few times before I use it, and so, thus far, I mean, it smells okay. I like the fact that it doesn't stink. It doesn't stink like sickness, like formaldehyde, because I have my very first tarot deck smells just like that. I got it 3 years ago. I've been doing tarot for 3 years. I started learning 3 years ago. 3 years ago was when I got the information that my great grandmother was a fortune teller. And so we're going to start here with Raoul. And Raoul has asked the question. He asked it on my community post page the other day. And I want to show you that. If you are just new and you're looking in, I have a couple things you might look at here on my page. On the post section, like every 3-4 weeks, I put a new one of these up. So for the next 4 weeks, you can post your questions here. And so Raoul, 2 days ago, posted the question, "Hey, Brother Bill, hope you are doing good. When will I be able to start a new business related to agriculture combined with medicine? Thank you." Now, I'm not sure how to do when. I'm not quite sure how I need to rephrase this question. I'm going to start it first. Will I be able to start this business this year? That's like near time. And then also, I mentioned earlier that I had a wish list, and I'm actually also working on wanting to revise my description, my channel description. I'm really lousy at selling myself, and so I'm really looking for someone who can help me redo the description so it's a little bit more catchy, and actually does describe this channel more and my own, the gift that I am giving to all y'all. I have on here, I have a PayPal link, and I have an Amazon wish list. And in it, there's tarot cards and books. And so the deck that I just went through has images that are really very similar to this one, Tarot of Traditions deck. So this is my wish list. Mostly, it's got oracle cards and tarot decks. I'm kind of, what I really like to have come into my possession is a couple books, like the Cultural History of Tarot, and then here's this other one. I know it's an inexpensive one. It is about the symbolization of self. human development and a tarot human. It's a hugely academic book. I'm looking, if you know anything about me from like 999 show, you do know that I'm a huge intellectual, and I like studying things from that viewpoint, things that go in really deep at it and so forth. And so I do have books like that on my list. I do only have one in my possession. I have one book, tarot book, that is actually, I have two. I have two tarot books that are really intellectual, and um, the other ones are more like guidebooks, and I can take those or take them or leave them. But it's not handy. Those books I'm talking about aren't handy here. So, anyways. So we're going to get on to Raoul's question, and then if there's no other questions, we're going to close this reading up. Okay, let's clear the air. I'm using this harmonica. I noticed that there is a frequency 432 harmonica. I have it on a list, but it's not one of those wish lists. It's for it's like $60 for a specially tuned to healing frequencies. I'm going to figure out how I can get something like that. Now, mind you, I don't really know how to play the harmonica. I know how to blow it. I can blow my own horn. But we're going to start out by clearing the air, and I'm going to just use this tone from this harmonica in order to focus my mind onto the task at hand. Okay? Mother Mary, Raoul has a question. Raoul wants to start a business. He has plant knowledge. He has medical knowledge. He wants to combine those elements together in order to be an active member of society and offer his services to others as a healer. He wants to know is, will he start this business soon? Will he be able to open this business soon? And so let us just get an idea here. Let's just get an idea on soon. But maybe it would be better, because it sounds like he is going to do this year or next year. I'm assuming he has the capital together, the capital that is necessary to start a business. That he has the plants that are necessary to open up his apothecary. That he has a space in mind for a storefront, or maybe he doesn't have such regulations in his country and he can open that business right up out of his house, which would be preferable. Lower the overhead cost by not having to have a rent bill. Okay, let us mix and match the cards. Match. I can't say that right. Okay. Will Raoul be able to open up his business soon? Will Raoul be able to open up his business soon? Will Raoul be able to open up his business soon? I don't really know how long soon is. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Raoul. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for Raoul, now and all throughout his journey. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Raoul. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for Raoul, now and all throughout Raoul's journey. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Raoul. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for Raoul, now and all throughout Raoul's journey here. So the cards, they laid out like this and like this. Welcome, welcome. It is my channel's birthday, and it is my birthday. So the question is, will he be able to open it up soon? Not as soon as he wants to be able to open it up. So, will you be able to open it up soon? No, not soon. So, you probably have... It shows that the foundation to your business needs to be shored up. You need to shore up the foundation of your plan before you can begin. And then with this moon card in reversed, you're looking at... There's a lot of impulsiveness in this business right now. And then there is a sense of lack. You may not have all the funds necessary in order to start this business. So what Spirit is telling me, what these cards tell me, Raoul, is that you got to work on the foundation. You got to build the foundation of your plan. So your business plan, you need to have a business plan. You need to have capital. You need to have start money. And you need to dispel any illusion that you have around this business. Any illusion, especially illusion around around success. Because most businesses fail within the first year. Most businesses fail in the first year of operation. And and on the long haul, unless you become a corporation of one kind or another, your business will have a limited lifespan for as long as you want to work your business. So that's what I see here. As far as like soon, being able to open it up soon, it is maybe... I need some more note cards. It's maybe, M-A-Y-B-E, M-A... I can't spell maybe right. So it's actually a no with a question mark. No with a question mark. That's what how I classify this. Welcome, all. Thank you for the birthday well wishes to the channel and to myself. So your plan, your business plan, you got to build a business plan. You got to do this before you can do anything else, Raoul. If you don't have a business plan, you better go back to your business plan and go map things out. You got to look at things. And if we were to say, when do you think it'll be ready? It'll probably be more ready closer to the bottom of the year, closer to December, when or into your winter months. Maybe that, if we were looking at a timeline, because these things look like different seasons here. This is like summer. This here maybe fall. I don't know. But this one here is clearly like a wintry thing. If you were to say, when should you open it up? That was when you wanted to. I will give you a reading right next. I'll give you a reading right next, what your April will be. But we're here with Raoul, and we're kind of last night take a look at the numbers here. We're looking at 22 and 5. So his up number is 5, and the down number is 22 / 4 is 4. So the down number is about foundation. So what these cards show is that your foundation is weak. You need to work on the foundation of this business idea, and you need to make some changes. You got some changes that need to be made. And then I think you will be ready to open up this business. So that's what I'm getting. So make some changes. Changes to business plan. To business plan. If you don't have a business plan, you got to make a business plan. You got to get an outline and write down all your thoughts about what you want this business to be like, and then make your official business plan. Okay? Change to business plan. Now, what you need is you need capital. You need capital. You're lacking capital to open up this business. You need money. So you're going to have to earn some more money and save that money up. And so what you're going to, and it may be, Raoul, what you're lacking is the money to live on while you start the business. So you have to ask yourself, the question is do you have enough money to go 1 year without an income? Because oftentimes businesses do not make any money in the first year of operation. Sometimes it may take 2, 3, 4, 5 years before you even make your first dollar. So you lack capital. What this card here represents to me is you lack money. You lack money. You don't have the money to start this business. You have a lot of irrational and you have a lot of ideas that are not based in rationality. They're not based in reality. And all of that leads up to a bad foundation. Your foundation is shaky. Your house could fall down at any time. That's what these cards tell me. But what it's really rooted in there is you need to make your business either add changes to your business plan, or you need to make your business plan. You need money. You need money to start this business. So start money. So that capital being your start money. Start money. And this also and what you're thinking about is, where is your business? Where is the physical location of your business going to be? So you got to think about physical, PHYSICA, physical location a business, physical location. Are you going to work out of your house? Are you going to work out of your house? Or are you going to open up a storefront? So you're looking at work out of house, work residence, or a storefront. Storefront. So you're going to work out of your residence or a storefront. Okay, those are some of the ideas here. So you need a physical location. Where is your business going to be? Where are your products coming from? Your supply line, inventory. Where's your inventory coming from? Now, that's part of the start money. The other part of start money is the big thing. This is the biggest thing. And this is the thing that can cause your business to fail, is not having money to live on. Money to live on. And what you really need is money to live on for a few years. For a few years. So if you have a spouse, Raul, and your spouse works, does she make enough money? Does your spouse make enough money so that you can, that they can, that your spouse can pay the bills? So you need money to live on, and you need, part of your start money is about your physical location, about the location of your business. I don't know, you didn't include any details on that in your question. You just want to know, I'm assuming that you have some of these things in place, but this may be the piece of the pie you do not have in place, which is money to live on for a few years, not just 1 year. You're going to, really, ideally, you may need money to live on for several years, that you can be able to work for several years and make $0.00. And that's the nature of going into business for yourself. You become free because you become the author of your own life, and that is wonderful. It's wonderful to be the author of your own life. But the drawback about that is how are you going to live in that sense of poverty, the sense of poverty, poverty in the poverty of being a business owner is not planning the money to live on while you are trying to make money. Okay? Does that help you any? I know I didn't quite answer your question in quite the way you wanted it to be Raul, but please, when you have a business plan and you start thinking through some of these things, and see if I'm actually even in the ballpark. I don't even know if I'm in the ballpark here about things that gone. I could be just barking up the wrong tree, and you have all of the all of the pieces and parts in play, ready to go. And if that's the case, is think about that last point about having the money to live on for the next couple, 2, 3, 4 years. Okay, all right. Let's go on to and health issues. Okay, I don't necessarily do health readings, and money is a major issue. You've been going through a tower, so let us just take a look at April. For let's look at April. I don't know how to I don't know how to read cards for health. Why don't we just put it to you that way? For body health, I really don't know how to read cards for body health. So that's why I recommend for body health that you have money as an issue, but maybe you really gotta, if you have health issues, you probably gotta go to a doctor. If you're having trouble, if your eyesight is blurry, you could be having massively high blood sugar. I just can tell you for my own I have I'm diabetic, and I'm struggle with things like that, and I struggle with not getting enough exercise and things like that. Today's what's the 26, 326, 2026. So I'm not doing any readings for health, and the reason is because I don't know how to read cards for health. I'm not comfortable doing health readings either, and That's another thing. We're doing things, but let's do. I'll ask a question about uh, April. We're gonna just be looking at April, the month of April. All right. Okay. All right. Let's just move that over there. I'm gonna get a drink of water. Looks like I got my mirror is kind of cockeyed here. Maybe I need to sit over here like that. Get a different viewpoint. Um, Money is a major issue for the majority of the people in the world. When you have what is it, 400 people in the United States that own more wealth than half the people on the planet Earth. Money is a huge issue for everybody. That is that's the truth. I don't have any money, but so you've been going through a tower, and when will this tower period end? Okay. All right. I'm going to work on that. I think that I'm going to use for your reading. I'm going to use this oracle, but give me a number between. You've been a caretaker for your okay for that, and so I understand because I'm in the same boat. You don't have any money when you're doing that, and you don't get enough rest and everything else. I want to use this oracle for you, and so pick a number between 3 and 105. Give me a number between 3 and 105. A number between 3 and 105. We're going to start there. Just think, clear your mind. And what number between 3 and 105 pops in first? 38. Okay. 38. Okay. All right. We'll start there. I'm going to start by clearing the air. And then we'll clear the air here. Mother Mary has a question. She wants to know about April, the month of April. She wants to know when her time of difficulty will end. Welcome, V. Welcome, Vivian. Have a harmonica. I'm not really playing it, but this is an upright deck. Thank you. It's also my birthday, too. My birthday was on the 22nd. So, I want you to tell me when I need to stop. When do I need to stop shuffling? Then I'll get on to this number, page 38. Tell me, when do I need to stop shuffling? When do you want me to stop shuffling? When do I need to stop shuffling? Okay. We're just going to pull a few cards off the top like that. And then we're going to put the rest of this thing over here. Let's go to page 38 and see what page 38 has to say. And this is the prophet Kahil Gibran. I don't know what religious tradition he was from, but I should probably check into that. I mean, if I had to guess, I think it'd be like Hindu or something like that. But I don't know. It might be like Morocco. Page 38. You selected page 38. Oh my God! It's been marked. It had a page mark on it. This is the second time somebody picked the page marked page. And the weaver said, "Speak to us of clothes." And he answered, "Your clothes conceal much of your beauty, yet they hide not the unbeautiful. And though you seek in garments the freedom of privacy, you may find in them a harness and a chain. Would that you could meet the sun and the wind with more of your skin and less of your raiment. For the breath of life is in the sunlight, and the hand of life is in the wind. Some of you say it is in the north wind who has woven the clothes we wear, and I say, ah, it was the north wind. But shame with his loom and the softening of sinews was his thread." Some will say, goo? Is that goo? It's just that I didn't know that page number, I knew it was marked, but you picked the page number. And so this is about the clothes that you wear and how you hide yourself from yourself, how you hide yourself from others. And that could be from the trauma that you've experienced in your life. And in that trauma that has caused you to not see yourself as beautiful. And we think of clothes, I'm thinking not of your actual physical clothes that you're wearing. I'm thinking more about the clothes that you put on when you present yourself to the world. You are your father's caregiver, and you are constantly going through some form of mourning. Your father is not the same person he was. He's becoming a new person. And that is very difficult to deal with. I have that with my issue with my mother all the time. Sad all the time. A sadness. It's a very difficult task to be a caregiver. And though you seek in garments the freedom of privacy, you may find in them a harness and a chain. You put garment, you present yourself to the world with this artificial skin. This artificial skin that you put over yourself. which may offer you some privacy, but it also is like a tool of bondage. It keeps you bound into a place of fear. It keeps you bound in your fear. It keeps you bound in a place where you do not appear beautiful. You conceal your beauty. If you take off these clothes, then you can feel the sun and the wind. So, yeah. So you've had this responsibility since you were a child. What Khalil Gibran is saying in this moment is that you gotta you gotta spend some time for yourself. You can't. Your health. You may have mobility problems, but you need to find some time to go into the natural world. Hold on a second. No, going into the natural world. There is a rejuvenation of being that can come from being in the natural world. Feeling the sun on your skin, feeling the wind on your skin. Going someplace. You can't, you're not exactly going any place wild, but on the outskirts of your city, that is a place that public can go. Parks. You have parks that have a lot of wilderness to them. Would be a good place. The breath of life is in the sunlight. The rejuvenation of the outdoors. Maybe pack your dad up and go. He probably needs to see the sunlight too. Feel the wind on his skin, the sun on his skin. But the shame of his loom, the softening of sinews of his thread, that is okay. So spend more time in nature. You need to do that. If you can go every week, go every week. If you could go every day, that's even better. Let's see what these things say. Look at that. So release. You need to let go of things that no longer serve you. Oh, and he has a severe cold too. He's got that bad cold that's going around. Yeah. You're in a tower moment. Are you doing any journaling? Are you writing down what it is you're feeling? You need to do that. It's part of releasing this stuff, writing down all the crap that is bothering you, and just get that out of you. Kind of like the act of confession. Confess. You need to have some kind of Yeah, you need to do the journaling, do the journaling. If you don't have anybody to talk to, I mean, a third party person like a counselor or someone like that, I mean, you would probably benefit from having a uh, uh, a psychological, a social worker, or someone to talk to about what you are experiencing. And I know that's expensive, and then if you can't afford that, then this other way is the way you have to go to it. You need to write down all of this stuff. No one to talk to. Okay, so that's part of why you're sick inside, because you have no one to talk to. You have no one um, to share what you're feeling. Write this stuff down and then release it from yourself, because a lot of the stuff you're feeling is stuff that probably is kind of petty. And when you do see it down and you look at it and you look on paper about your grievances against your relatives and your family, that these grievances may be for nothing. So that's the first thing. You have your intuition. You always got to trust your intuition here. But that requires, like going out into, go to that park. Go to that park. Maybe have somebody watch your dad for a while. Go by yourself. Go to the park. It's a nice day out. Come into a place where maybe you can feel the wind on your skin. You can feel the sun on your face, on your hands, on your legs. With whatever that exists within the realm of your modesty rules that you have within your country that you have to abide by. It's not like you can go be completely free, though that would be nice. It'd be nice for everybody to have that experience of where you just can, like, go to the beach and be in a bathing suit or something like that. You are always modest, yeah. Well, sometimes it's kind of, you have modesty, your own modesty, but sometimes, as what Khalil Gibran has said, to feel the sun on your skin, to show it, you can reveal as much skin as what modesty allows. And but having to, to go spend like every week, if you can, to go someplace quiet every week. Are there any you're in India, right? Are you in India? Are you in India? Are there are there temples that you can go to that are quiet places? So you're in China. So you're in China, so there aren't temples because there aren't those places to go to. Are there any places you can go to? There's too many people. Okay. What I used to do when I lived up in Seattle, is I went into cemeteries. I would go to cemeteries and use them like parks. But I would go to cemeteries where famous people were buried at. Like actors and and or they had like maybe it was a, you know, a cemetery that had a lot of heroes from war heroes and soldiers from war or whatever. If you could go to cemeteries, and cemeteries are oftentimes quieter than parks are, and that's you haven't seen your oldest brother's okay, all right, there you go. Go to a cemetery, and cemeteries are, you know, if you're not getting tripped out by the fact that you're going to a cemetery, but cemeteries, when you live in urban areas, are oftentimes park quiet. They're quiet like parks. They're quiet like temples. They're quiet like monasteries. And go on an adventure. Rest issues with the dead. Yeah. Well, yeah. Rest issues with the dead. Yeah, but I was just saying, you know, there are interesting energies at cemeteries, but if you go in the middle of the day, you know, when the sun is shining, the likelihood that you're going to encounter any spiritual issues at all is like almost zero. It's pretty well zero, especially in cemeteries that are in the middle of cities, because the ones that are in the middle of those urban areas, I mean, it's always busy around those places. But it might just be not busy enough. It might be quiet enough that you can go someplace in the quiet. And this card here is saying that you need to embrace new experiences and adventures. Find some way to have something new in your life. Something new. I don't know if this is like answering any of your questions for what April has to, what what you have going on for April. But I think what we're really kind of talking about is that from now starting and going forward, you need to make some changes in your life. You need to make some changes in your life. You need to get in touch with yourself. You need to be mindful of the masks and everything that you put up and how you define yourself, and spend time unmasking yourself. Unmasking yourself, journaling, and then releasing that. So you write that stuff down. You write that stuff down, and then you burn it. Maybe burn it later. Because if it's like something really personal that you don't want anyone to know about, if there's something and you write that down and you don't want anybody to know about it but you, well, when you get done writing that page, you can just light that page on fire if that's within realm, or just tear it up or something. Tear it up, and then when you go outside, bury those pieces. Or I don't know. 3 plus 8 is 11. 11, and then you're looking at 111, angel number 111, or you're looking at 2, which is bringing balance into your life and getting in touch with your feminine spirit. Okay? All right. 1 hour was about all the time I had to do this show today. I didn't, it was really tight. And a universal number, yes. 11. Over here, the number 11 card was up, and so maybe what we're looking at, the 11 was square. I think of squares. I think of having a solid foundation. You have age, but then over here you have lily, flowers, ink, and the key to your better health rests in the heart and the moon. Rests in the heart and the moon. Getting into your heart. And then we have this image of the shoe and wearing your own shoes. Don't wear other people's shoes. Wear your shoes. Your shoes. Lily was your mother's name. Okay. You didn't take too much of my time. It is 6 o'clock. I do gotta start making dinner. I want to take another little walk. I didn't get enough walk in, and then get the dinner going and everything else. I got a new candle here. I opened up a new candle. And, yeah, it'll be a short walk. And I have another program coming up at 8, which is like in less than 2 hours. So I got to get going here. I want to thank everybody. Thank you all. Thank you, Maria. And, yeah, we're just having soup. I made a roast leg of lamb on Sunday, and then I made a soup out of the bone. And today, right now, I'm simmering and boiling down that bone to further welcome, Moon Honey, welcome, to further remove the flavor out of that bone. So the third day in a row, I've cooked that bone, and then I'll be adding the rest of the remaining balance of the soup to it. Make sure dog has enough meat, and then we'll have that. And then soup is good for the soul. You love lamb, yeah. So that's what we got going on for tonight. Then I got my writing group coming up in like 90 minutes. I got 90 minutes. I want to have a Diet Coke too. I like Diet Coke. I know Diet Coke's no good for you, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta, within reason, have things that ain't good for you. Like birthday cake, stuff like that. But if you're having birthday cake every day, yeah, you can get all kinds of health problems from that. So I wish you the best of luck. Please come back. Please come back, and maybe we can kind of figure out what of those major things you need to be released into the world, that to release those things. It's those grievances that you have in your life. You got to figure out what those grievances are. And you got to get rid of those things, because those things are the grievances you have towards family and all that. That can be pretty toxic. If you're in China, don't you have universal health care in China? Can't you go to isn't that like free at the point? I don't know. Maybe you don't have universal. I was under the impression that China had a health care plan, whereas America does not. America doesn't have a health care plan for people that's like public option or government paid for. So you're in Hong Kong. I see. Hong Kong is to my, yeah. I know that China considers Hong Kong as China, and Hong Kong does not necessarily consider it. Okay, so you need to be careful. Yeah, yeah, I get you. You need to be careful because they put you into prison. Yeah, I knew a guy he grew up in China or Hong Kong. His dad, I think his mom was American and his dad was British, and I think his father was an ambassador to Hong Kong from the British Empire, and yeah, new laws. Yeah, I remember you talked about that because I mentioned I thought maybe you should go to like a Buddhist temple or something like that, and you said you can't because that's against the law. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I miss Joseph. I miss Joseph. I met him at a Catholic church in Seattle. I gotta go. It's time to go. I hear things in the background, and so we'll talk to you guys later. I will be back on Sunday afternoon for my regular regular reading, my regular Sunday afternoon reading. I do have relatives coming to town shortly. I think Sunday is going to be the next. Yeah, because I'm going to shift my attention to my other channel tomorrow and the next day. Maybe Saturday. I don't know. It just all depends. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much, and we'll see you all the next time. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Moon Honey. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day if possible. Blessings and peace to you. If you watch this on the replay, leave a a blue this in the comment section and a this in the comment section and a and a this in the comment section. Leave one of these things, an emoji like this in the comment. Then I know that you made it all the way through. Like and subscribe if you make it if you made it all the way through or not. If you like my content, like and subscribe. And I will be back soon. So, bye bye.